Well said. Playing and teaching are the core skills that separate and elevate the PGA professional. The PGA Teacher of the Year award honors those who serve as life counselors. They're the ones behind that joy we feel when we hit that one shot that makes you want to come back and hit a few more. We're driven to the best teachers because they not only impart their wisdom, but they also communicate so effectively to us about how to improve our own games. A 31-year member of the PGA of America, tonight's recipient has played the game at the major championship level and is best known for being a groundbreaking instructor whose work has impacted students and fellow instructors worldwide. Let's go to Superstition Mountain Golf and Country Club to meet Mike Malaska, the 2011 PGA Teacher of the Year.
When it comes to the physiology of golf and teaching people balance and being able... The game came along at a time when, if it hadn't have been there, I'm not sure where I would have been.
One day I caught Mike and two of his friends sneaking on the golf course.
What are you guys doing? I said, well, we're getting these balls and we're selling them to the people. And he says, well, do you realize that those are mine? And we were like, oh.
And they said, well, we can't afford to play or pay to play. I said, well, if you're interested in golf, I'll tell you what, why don't you come over to the golf shop? I've got some clubs that need cleaning and some vacuuming to do and stuff like this, and we'll let you play golf.
It was probably the turning point in my life.
He'd come in after every practice session or around the golf and, you gotta help me, you gotta help me.
He won the Utah Open at age 19, and just a basic natural ability.
I've seen his name at the Open at Shinnecock when Mike made the cut and played very nicely.
His work ethic, you know, he was just way ahead of everybody else to excess to the point where he hurt himself. Introduced Mike to Pete, and Pete said, lie down. Didn't say hello, didn't say nice to meet you. He said, lie down. You're just about to blow your shoulder. And so he's seeing something that we couldn't see, Mike probably felt. But that was the beginning of the Goscu influence on Mike.
It was a pretty controversial presentation. People just weren't ready for it. It's about being able to evaluate the individual person, determining who they were and how they moved and what they could and couldn't do, and then fitting the game into who they were, not asking them to be somebody else.
It was, we don't need this. You know, why is that crazy guy up there? You know, that's what people were saying in the stands where I was sitting. Get him off of there. Let's talk some golf swings.
Mike was pretty upset, and I will forever remember his response, because that was a big opportunity for him to present his thoughts and all the work that he had gone through with Pete in putting together these programs. That presentation at the time was a little bit timely, not the best. Maybe not presented exactly the best, but the information that was there was correct.
When we first started playing, we didn't do any physical exercise. We certainly didn't do weights. We didn't do anything at all. Matter of fact, even football players didn't do stuff back in those days. But now everybody's getting in, and Mike is ahead of his time.
He told everybody that someday there's going to be a tiger come around. It's going to be better, stronger, fitter than any of the golfers, and it's going to blow everybody else away, which he did.
When I first met Mike, I was pretty much on the way out of golf. He spent so much time evaluating me, and he knows what makes my swing tick. Mike has been able to let me keep playing golf and enjoying golf.
That is what he loves, is being able to help someone, and he loves helping others.
Mike has worked with every level of player, first of all. From Mrs. Smith, who might be just starting the game, to a tour player who's accomplished to where they've won tour events.
And I've never seen anybody work any harder, longer, with more enthusiasm all day long, day after day after day, than Mike Malaska.
Holy smokes! Give me 5.
The thing that sets Mike apart is his great passion for teaching. I mean, he really loves to talk about the swing, to talk about the game, to talk about competing, and how you apply your swing in competition.
You take physical function and you take competing and golf swing and all those things into one package. I think you come up maybe with a little bit different picture of what a complete player is that competes than maybe what a lot of people think. And I think that Mike understands this.
Now go ahead and do that and just hit the ball, do the same thing. Make that foot go. Good.
He made me understand that we are all different, we're built differently, and so we're obviously going to have a different sort of swing. And he just told me to accept it and just have your own swing instead of trying to be somebody else who you're not.
You can only get to 90 degrees.
People ask me if it's hard having my dad as my coach, but we've kind of worked out a system where, you know, he says, okay, the dad hat comes off, the coach hat comes on.
Just your right arm, that's all, that's, Ashley, that's perfect.
And vice versa.
No practice is kind of your deal. Me, K, Ma, La, Su, Ka. That's my name.
What really impressed me the most in what Mike has done is when he went to Japan for 3 years for the Nicklaus Company.
Well, you want to know how good of a teacher you are is go over, try to teach golf, and you can't speak the language.
Why our curriculum has been successful for over 20 years, going all the way back to Japan, is that it's a good, solid way to learn the game of golf, to play the game of golf, and Mike just amplifies that all the way through.
You want everything to be world-class wherever you're at, and certainly at Superstition Mountain, Mike has brought instruction to a world-class level.
One thing that he's done here for the professionals here at Superstition Mountain is he works with them on their teaching techniques, fully explains the way and the belief he has in the dynamics of the golf swing as well as the physical fitness. And he's done that for sections at section meetings throughout the country.
He wants to really reach out to students in golf management programs, is really taking the time to give back to those who are wanting to learn and who are wanting to be better teachers.
He's done a lot of great things. He's innovated a lot of things into the game of golf, and it's nice to see him honored for that.
Wow.
Is this your ball?
This is my ball, yep.
Another great story. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Malaska.
Thank you very much. I'm a golfer. I love this game. Its history is my history. Its rules are my laws. The course is my home. Golfers are my family. TaylorMade came up with that a number of years ago, and if you were to read through that whole thing, it pretty much exemplifies me and what golf has meant to me. I want to thank the PGA, Alan, all the members of the PGA, those who voted for me, and everybody who's here tonight, all the other award winners. It's quite an honor, and it's given me an opportunity to reflect back on a lot of the stuff you said. Those are hard to watch because now there's a lot of emotion involved in standing up here, which is good. Emotion is great. It helps you to understand where you are and what really is important. The first and most important thing, so I don't forget it or put it too far down the list, is my family. My daughter Jennifer, who is an inspiration to me on a daily basis, the things that she overcomes and the young woman she's become, I'm just so proud to see everything that she does on a daily basis. Ashley, my other daughter, who's become a very good golfer and who Phil Blackmore said, this girl was put on this earth to teach you, not for you to teach her. Listen to her. And probably right. To my wife, Charlene, who has followed me now for over 30 years all around the country and around the world, who pushed me out of Utah when I was stuck there and happy to be there, who pushed me to California, who pushed me to Japan, who pushed me back home and then back down to Arizona, and who's always been there for me and has always been willing to let me know, when I'm on track and when I'm off track. That willingness to give up a lot of her time and a lot of her professional life to follow me I just want her to know how much I love her and how much I appreciate that. To my mom and dad and my sister who have followed me forever, my sister kind of followed in my background of sports, and she was kind of behind the scenes, but has always really supported me. My mom and dad both passed away, but my dad was the one who got me in sports. He made me play everything. He started me basketball, baseball, the whole thing. He made me play every sport, both hands. He did everything with me. And at about 12 years old, I remember he said, "You know, Mike, you're either going to have to learn to hit it really far," this was baseball, "or throw it really hard, because you can't run and you can't jump. So either that or we're going to have to find a sport where you can stand still and play it." So I think when I finally ended up in golf, he was finally at ease with the fact that we'd found something that fit me, who I was athletically. He was always behind me, and he pushed me constantly. To the PGA, to all of the guys that put the video together, to Mallory and everything, it's just phenomenal. It's an incredible honor, and it'll stay with me the rest of my life. Tom Sorensen, I want to go through a little background of me. Tom, initial golf pro. Golf saved my life, and so did Tom. I was at a very troubled time when somebody offered me an opportunity to play the game. I can't tell you how many times and how many reasons I gave him to get rid of me. I blew up lawnmowers. I tore up sprinkler heads trying to cut fairways. And he kept giving me opportunities and kept allowing me to play. I mean, and I don't know why, but he did, and he was the reason that I'm here today. Don Johnson, who was another big influence in my teaching career, because he helped me in a very troubled time when I was struggling with my game. I was in college, and I was struggling with it and wasn't sure what I was trying to do. I was getting worse. He tried to help me sort through things, got me involved in a lot of different ideas, methods, showed me how I could play, tried a lot of things with me. And it was his influence that really got me interested in studying the golf swing. Tag MERRITT, who was one who finally showed me video, high-speed video cameras, and he made the comment, he says, "You know, you swing way from the inside and the club face is way closed. Why don't you just aim a little more left, and then you'll be down the line and open the face a little more, and it goes straight enough to fix anything." I went, "Well, that's a novel concept. I can play better and don't have to fix anything." He also introduced me to Carl Welty, who was the first time I was really involved with video. So when I saw video, Carl made me aware of the video that I had seen years ago that I tried to change my swing and fix it. The camera angles were such that my swing really wasn't broken. The camera angles were in the wrong place. So, Mike, by the way, you didn't need to fix it, which was a very interesting thing. Pete Agoscu, who I ran into at that same point in time, who basically changed everything I do with golf and with golf instruction. He made me aware in myself physically where I was and why I had a bad back, I had a bad neck, had problems. The reason I had problems, I physically could not do what I was trying to do, which I'll try to allude to that a little bit in a few minutes here. So he made me see golf in myself in a different way. And when I saw it in me that way, I thought, what about all these people that we've got trying to play golf that play once a week, once a month, who sit in a desk chair, and now they come out and we're going to try to get them to swing like this model tour player or whatever. Maybe we should take into account the human body and see who they are and fit it around who they are and not some anticipated version of what we think they should be. Jack Nicklaus. First time I met Jack, he wasn't really that cordial. I just beat him by 5 shots at the first round at Shinnecock in the U.S. Open. And he said, I was doing some exercises, and he says, "Oh, what are you doing there?" And so I told him, and he says, "Oh, okay." And he says, "Well, what'd you shoot today?" And I told him, and he goes, "Really? Okay." He just walked away. About a year later, I'm at the PGA Championship, and I got to meet him again, and he was really struggling with his back problems. And I came up to him, I says, "Jack, we have a company that can help you." And he just looked at me, and he says, "Well, now what do you do? Are you playing in the tournament?" I said, "Yes." and you can help me? And I go, I think so. And after a few months of struggle, we finally got him involved, and that was kind of my into Jim Flick, because when they started the golf schools, Jack, because we helped him so much with him physically, wanted it in the golf schools. And then I had the opportunity at that point in time to meet and get involved with Jim Flick, which was a springboard, an unbelievable springboard to my career. The first year, I think that he thought that I was trying to institute exercise into the golf schools at too high a level. So he sent me to Japan, which was interesting, got rid of me for 3 years. I think maybe he thought I wouldn't come back. And I came back, and I had some success over there, and he embraced that success. And what Jim offered for all of us, we had an unbelievable group of people. Stan Thirsk, Laird Small, Martin Hall, Mark and Kathy Wood, Charlie Epps, Volker Krajewski, Dick Dreger, Seth Glasgow, Dean Reinmuth, Phil Blackmar, Bill and Susie Whaley. We had an unbelievable staff that allowed all of us a platform to be able to learn about golf, talk to people about golf, work with people, and then after we'd get through, they'd go, what did you do with him? So it was an unbelievable learning experience to have that. And Jim gave us all the opportunity to be out in front of people. He exposed our weaknesses, made us work hard, and also showed us what it means to be truly committed to the individual person in front of you. There's never been anybody in this game, teaching this game, who's been more committed to the person in front of them than Jim Flick. And I thank him for that. The Nicklaus Academies has been an unbelievable opportunity for me because I've been able to travel the world. Scott Adcock brought me involved with that, Ted Simons. I've been able to travel all over the world and talk to different instructors and different people of all different walks of life. Golf is different in different countries. People have different priority lists. What's important here in the game of golf isn't that important in Japan or a lot of the other places you go to. You have to be willing to adapt. I keep learning to adapt to cultures, to people. TaylorMade. Mark King has been an unbelievable inspiration for me and all the guys there. Josh Algrup, David Abelese, all of them. They've allowed me an opportunity to go out, to go to the sections, to meet with the section players, to meet with the section PGA members, to give them some ideas as to what I've found to be important in the golf swing. I can't tell them how much I appreciate that opportunity, and I'm looking forward to everything I can do for them in the future. I'd like to make a couple of, challenges. This 2.0, we need more people in the game. 2.0 starts at home. Play golf, golf professionals. Don't forget your relationship with the game. That's what got you there. You don't have to be a really good player. I pride myself on the fact that this year I was the section senior player of the year. I keep playing golf because it keeps me interested and it keeps me aware of what people are doing out there, what it's like to actually stand and aim at a target and have to hit it with consequence. You don't have to play tournaments, but please stay involved in playing the game. The people around you notice your passion for the game. I think when you lose that, you lose a lot of your ability to really help and sense what's important in the game, which is the enjoyment of it. The other thing, mentor. Everybody here, not just PGA members, but anybody who plays golf. Golf is shrinking. Everybody should give somebody that doesn't play the game, get them involved. A business partner, a kid in the neighborhood. That's what saved me. Everybody's a mentor. So get out there and give people an opportunity to get involved in the game. Don't just expect them to show up. Let them know that there's a lot of ways to play, except the fact that they don't play that well. And just get them out and have fun with them. And like I say, find somebody in your neighborhood or at your club that you don't think's involved, or a kid that's involved in something out. Get them out, give them some clubs, let them get involved in the game. We have to do it not just as our organization, but everybody who loves this game. I teach because I love to see the look in people's faces when all of a sudden you clear up a confusion and they hit a shot. Or a competitor, which has driven my wife crazy for some 30-some-odd years, that's struggling on the range, and then I want to help, and I go help them, and they end up beating me. The reality of that is I get a lot of satisfaction out of that. I know that sounds crazy, but for me, that's what it's all about, is to see that look, to see that, okay, I understand. I finally get it. That's why I do it. I do it for the relationships that you have with golf and what I want to try to build on those relationships. Your personal relationship with the game of golf, it will never let you down. It will pay you back forever. Jim Edgeworth, who's here tonight, is my model student. He is put together with baling wire. We have changed and changed and changed, and his passion for the game and life is an inspiration for me on a daily basis. Each and everything that happens, it's a reconstruction. I can't do that anymore, Mike. What are we going to do? I got to get out there and play. I got to beat these guys. It's unbelievable what this game does for people and what it does to motivate them. The last thing, as golf professionals, let's learn to embrace the individuality of people, not the sameness. I'm real scared with a lot of these models. Even fitness. Fitness has now become this, everybody needs to be in shape to play golf. That's a scary deal. No, they don't. They don't have to be in shape. They're starting to look at it. It's too hard. I have to be in shape. I'm going to get hurt if I do it. No. They're going to get hurt if they try to do things that they're not able to do. We need to be more aware of how to adjust to the individual person. I don't care what method you're involved in. There's a lot of ways to swing a golf club. Phil Blackmore and I have spent a lot of time, and he's been really good at me and for me and helping me understand that, Mike, it really doesn't matter. He's told me that a number of times. It doesn't matter. There's a few things you need to do, and past that, it doesn't matter. So it's not about who's right and who's wrong here. Let's help everybody with every method to be better at teaching the people. Adjust within your method. Evaluate people. Again, in closing, I'd just like to say, I am a golfer. I love this game. Its history is my history. Its rules are my laws. The course is my home. Golfers are my family. Everything I have, with the exception of my family, I owe to this game, and I will constantly, with the responsibility that you've given me and the honor, continue to push the game and to try to help people enjoy it and create a relationship that'll go with them forever. Thank you very much.